Today's session we are going to see oxidation state versus electrode potential. Okay, standard electrode potentials. This standard electrode potentials already we studied in electrochemistry chapter. Okay, so that is a good oxidizing agents, good reducing the metals which behave good oxidizing agents and good reducing agents. That and all we studied in the half cell reactions we studied in electrochemical series. Okay, so here also we are going to see one recap, that is LEO. LEO means what? Loss of electron oxidation reactions takes place. Okay, so loss of electron oxidation reactions takes place. Oxidation reaction takes place. So when the oxidation reactions takes place, it acts as a good reducing agents. Good reducing agent. Okay. Okay. So that is gain of electron. Gain of electron, it undergoing reduction reactions. Okay. Gain of electron. So it give reduction reactions takes place. Reduction reactions takes place. That is, so when the reduction reactions takes place, it acts as a good oxidizing agent. Okay, very important concept, oxidizing agent. Okay, right. So here the stability. Okay, here for d block elements we are going to determine the stability of metals. Okay, so the stability of metals depend upon the E naught value, electrode potential value. Okay, so here in aqueous solutions, the stability of the compound depend on electrode potential. Okay, so the stability depend on the electrode potential. Here the electrode potential value depend on three important factors. What are the three important factors? That is ionization enthalpy. Ionization enthalpy means when the energy required to picked up one electron from the gaseous isolated atom, okay, or else the last valence electron. Okay, so that is ionization enthalpy. And so sublimation or atomization enthalpy means that is the sublimation, the amount of energy required to break the bond forms more number of atoms, that is called atomization enthalpy. Okay, so enthalpy of hydration means the energy released when a new bond is formed between the metal and the water. Okay, metal and the water. So that is called the enthalpy of hydration. Okay, so these three factors to determine the electrode, standard electrode potential. Okay, so the total enthalpy change equal to the delta ionization enthalpy. Delta H means that is a ionization enthalpy, no? So the change in ionization enthalpy and change in atomization enthalpy and change in hydration enthalpy. Okay, so the standard electrode potential is a measure of the total enthalpy change. Okay, so the total enthalpy change it based upon the whether it may be positive value or it may be negative value. Okay, so the E naught value would be the positive or negative. Okay, so here the stability of transition metals in different oxidation states can be determined by electrode potential. Okay, so this electrode potential value to determine the stability of the transition metals. Okay, which one is the highly oxidizing agent, which one is the highly reducing agent. So this concept based upon this electrode potential value. Okay, so the main concept is lower the electrode potential, that is more negative value is more stable in the oxidation state in equilibrium medium. Okay, so the E naught value you keep it in your mind. So E naught value is a larger negative, the powerful reducing agent, Okay, suppose the E naught value is larger positive, that is powerful oxidizing agent. Okay, oxidizing agent. This is very, very important. Okay, so these are the concept we have to follow and do some numericals. Okay, trends in M2 plus M standard electrode potential from the E0 value in 3D series. Okay, so here you see the 3D series. What are the elements present? Scandium to zinc. Okay, Sachin Tendulkar, very gracie man, and free coaching Nitin's cousin. Okay, so like that you have to memory. It's a easy. Okay, here the M2 plus and M3 plus and M. Okay, so sometimes you see here the metal it converted to M2 plus. Okay, metal converted to metal. So the ground state to excited state, some energy changes takes place. So that energy changes, it depends upon the electrode potential, that is total enthalpy change, that is ionization enthalpy, hydration enthalpy and atomization enthalpy. Okay, so here you see this the E0 values, all the elements in 3D series, all the elements are negative values, negative E0 electrode potential values, except this copper. Copper it is a plus. Okay, so here your series also, in the electrode potential series also, the above the metals and below the metals. Okay, so because of the hydrogen H2 gas above the metals, it is a more positive, it does not release hydrogen gas from HCl dial acids. Okay, and below the metals present below the series, that is easily to liberate the hydrogen gas from HCl acids, dilute acids. Okay, so this and all we studied in our electrode the potential, the electrode series. Here the E0 value of copper only positive, that is what is the reason. So you have to write only the reason, because the total enthalpy change, it depends upon the ionization enthalpy, atomization enthalpy and hydration enthalpy. Here the atomization enthalpy and ionization enthalpy, it is a positive endothermic in nature, but in the hydration enthalpy it is a exothermic, so negative value, so it is not balanced by these two energies, that is atomization enthalpy and ionization enthalpy. This is the reason. Okay, so E0 value of copper, it is a positive because this hydration enthalpy, it is not balanced by balanced the atomization enthalpy as well as the ionization enthalpy. Okay, so these two enthalpy are greater compared to this hydration enthalpy. This is lower. Okay, so you keep it in your mind. So write the key points. Okay, keep it in that. Okay, after that, and also the transition metal series, the above presents metals inability to release the hydrogen gas from dial HCl. So that also one reason. Okay, and but it is oxidizing con sulfuric acid and con nitric acid except this dial HCl. Okay, right, and so this standard electrode potential value, so to determine the stability of the transition metals. Okay, here I have picked up two pairs, one is Mn2 plus and Mn3 plus. Okay, so here Mn2 plus and Mn3 plus, first whatever the pair of elements given to you, ask you to the stability, which one is the highest stability, which one is the highly reducing agent, oxidizing agent, like that question will ask you. Immediately you should write the electronic configurations. Okay, the electronic configuration for manganese is, that is manganese equal to 25, no, for scandium 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so 25 means that is a 3D5 4s2, 3D5 4s2. Okay, for manganese ground state it is a 3D5 4s2. Here Mn2 plus means, right, Mn2 plus, we have to remove 2 electron from this s orbital. What you get? 3D5 and 4s0. Okay, so suppose Mn3 3 plus means we have to remove 3 electrons, so 2 electrons from s orbital and 1 electron from d orbitals. What do you get? 3d4, okay, 3d4 and 4s0, okay. So compare this m1 2 plus state and m1 3 plus. So 3d5 is a half filled stable electronic configuration. This is a half filled stable configurations, okay, half filled stable electronic configurations, okay. So that the among these two, m1 2 plus is a more negative value, that is 1.18 due to the half filled electronic configurations, okay. Like that here zinc it is a completely filled 3d10 4s2. Suppose zinc 2 plus, zinc 2 plus means we have to remove 2 electron from s orbitals. What do you get? 3d10, okay, 4s0. This is fully filled stable electronic configurations, okay. So the Zn2 plus is a fully filled stable electronic configurations. So that is completely filled, its a value is minus 0.76. So that it's the E naught value, higher the negative E naught value, that is a good reducing agent, okay. So zinc 2 plus is a stable form compared to zinc, and zinc 2 plus is a stable form because of completely filled electronic configurations, okay. And this is for your trends in m2 plus to m, okay, that is the plus 2 state to the copper, that reductions, okay. And trends in m3 plus and m2 plus standard E naught value, okay. So here scandium 3 plus and scandium 2 plus. What is the atomic number? 21, okay. So 21 means scandium, it's the ground state 3d14s2, okay. For scandium 2 plus 2 electron we have to remove, we can get 3d14s0, okay. Suppose scandium 3 plus, so here 2 electrons and here 1 electrons, 2 plus 1 3 electrons, so it attains a 3d0 configurations, okay. Compared to scandium 2 plus, scandium 3 plus is a inert gas configurations, inert gas configurations, okay. So inert gas stable configurations, okay. So the inner orbital, it compared to the last share, the inert gas configurations, okay. So compared to the 3 plus state and 2 plus state, for scandium 3 plus is a stable electronic configurations, okay. Because of it attains the after the oxidation, the higher oxidation state, scandium 3 plus is a possible, okay. So this is 3 plus is a 1D state for the scandium, okay. It is a stable configuration, and so that the E naught value is very low, okay. After the Fe3 plus and Fe2 plus, what is that configuration for iron? That is a 26, 21, 22, 21 scandium, 22, 23, 24, 25. So after 26 means 3d6 4s2, okay, 3d6 4s2, okay. For Fe2 plus, so we have to remove 2 electrons, 3d6 4s0. For Fe3 plus 3, we have to remove 1 electron from this d orbital also, okay. So 2 plus 1 3, 3d5, okay. So which one is the stable electronic configurations? That is 4s0. Which for Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus, Fe3 is a stable electronic configurations. Fe3 plus is a stable electronic, half filled stable electronic configuration because of the third ionization energy. It is a stable electronic configurations, okay. After that, so here m1 3 plus m1 2 plus, the E naught value would be high. Reverse reaction, E naught value would be, you see here m1 3 plus m1 2 plus, the E naught value would be high, okay. High E naught value, because you know that for m1 3 plus, this is a 3d4 configurations, but m1 2 plus, it is a 3d5 configurations, okay. 3d5 configurations, this is a more stable, this is a less stable, this is for less, Okay, this is more stable, this is lesser, so that it is a the Mn2 plus is a stable form. For the 3 plus 2 2 plus state, 2 plus is a stable configurations. Okay, it is a extra stable configurations. So here also same, vanadium is a low E0 value. For vanadium, what is the configurations? 21, 22, 23. So 3D vanadium equal to 3D 3 4s2. Okay, for vanadium 2 plus means for 3D 3 4s0. Here you see for T2G set and EG configurations for D block elements 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 for this is no excited state and ground state. For here 3 electrons 1 2 3. For T2G 3 is a stable configurations. Okay, for here EG there is no for this case, for T2G 3. So vanadium 2 plus is a for stable configuration. For vanadium and vanadium, for that vanadium 2 plus is a stable, so that only it has a lower the E0 value 1.8 minus 1.81. Okay, so here the Mn3 plus, manganese 3 plus and cobalt 3 plus act as a strong oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent means what? That is gain of electrons. Gain of electrons, it is a strong oxidizing, reduction reactions takes place, strong oxidizing agent. Okay, so see here titanium 2 plus, vanadium 2 plus, chromium 2 plus, strong reducing agent. Strong reducing agent means first of all it is a lower negative E0 value, and the second and also oxidation reactions takes place. That oxidation means a stronger reducing agent. Okay, here oxidation number increases, oxidizing, stronger reducing agent. Students, first of all you mean that what is oxidizing agent, what is reducing agent. Okay, and so and also stronger negative E0 value, those elements easily to liberate the hydrogen gas from the dial acids. Before that, earlier the copper it is a positive value, it does not liberate the hydrogen gas from dilute acid, we studied that. But here it is a more negative value, the elements those who present the down the group, that it contains a more negative value, that is easily liberate the H2 gas from dial acids. Okay, for example chromium in the react with HCl to form a H2 gas. Okay, and also Mn2 plus, Zn2 plus, nickel 2 plus, it is a more negative E0 value, so it is a more stable oxidation state. Okay, so for Mn3 plus is not, Mn2 plus, zinc 2 plus and Ni nickel 2 plus. Okay, so this electrode potential value to determine the stability of the transition series, transition metals. Okay, this is very very important, and ask you why it is a strong reducing agent, why it is a strong oxidizing agent. So reducing agent means that is oxidation reactions takes place, it acts as a reducing agent. Reduction reactions takes place, gain of electron reduction reactions takes place, it acts as a oxidizing agent. So these two key points you remember it and you can do, and also you know that how do you write the given the elemental pair for electronic configurations. That is very very important. If you don't know the writing of electronic configuration, then it is very difficult the what is that the stability, which one is the stability. Okay, so that's all. Then next we'll see that properties of d block elements. Today class we are going to see special properties of d block elements. Okay, that is a transition elements. Okay, the first one, disproportionation of oxidation state. Okay, so first, what do you mean disproportionation of oxidation state? When a particular compound, its oxidation state, it is a unstable conditions, so immediately it will undergoes the disproportionation reactions. Okay, so that compound it break up into two different components or else two different products. Okay, So this product, its oxidation state is lower oxidation state and higher oxidation state. So the lower when compared to the parent compound, okay. So that is and it will attain the stable oxidation state, okay. So that the disproportionation reaction means particular oxidation state become less stable relative to other oxidation state, that is one lower and one higher, is said to undergoes disproportionation reactions, okay. So here you see that the manganese oxide, the oxide form of manganese, it in acidic medium it undergoes disproportionation reactions to give manganese oxide and manganese dioxide M1O2, M1O4 minus and M1O2 plus 2H2O, okay. Here you see the parent component, its oxidation state is not stable, so immediately it will undergo a disproportionation reactions, break down into two, its oxidation state it become a stable, okay. So the here the for how do you calculate for oxidation state for this particular, already studied, no sir. Oxygen, it is a -2 the valence, okay. So 4 oxygen means 4 into -2, that is 8. The charge, that is -2, 8 minus 2, it's a plus oxidation state, plus 6 oxidation state, okay. So here it is a how do you calculate for 4 oxygen minus for each oxygen, that is a -2, 4 into 2, 8, 8 minus 1, it is a plus 7 oxidation state. Here it is a 2, there is no charge at all, okay. So that is plus 4 oxidation state, okay. So here you see this oxidation state when compared to the parent compound, it is a decrease in oxidation state. When the increase in oxidation state, so it represent this particular thing, it undergo oxidation, okay. So increase in oxidation state, okay, listen carefully. So loss of electron, so increase in oxidation state, it is a oxidation state, okay. It undergoes oxidation because of it increase the oxidation state, okay, oxidation reaction. And you see here another one thing, it is a M+6 oxidation state, it is a decrease in oxidation state, okay. So this is your decrease in oxidation state. So decrease in oxidation state means it is a reduction reaction, okay. So reduction reaction, okay. So when a particular compound simultaneously it undergoes oxidation reactions, how will you know this oxidation reactions? Because of loss of electron, the increase in oxidation state, it is the gain of electron, decrease in oxidation state, reduction, okay. So the particular compound, it undergoes both oxidation as well as the reduction, so it will attain the stable oxidation state, okay. So this reaction is called disproportionation reaction, okay. Okay, so next one, the special properties, magnetic properties. So usually in the transition metals, when a substance, so what do you mean magnetic properties? When a substance applied a magnetic field, we can observe three different things. What are they? Paramagnetism, diamagnetism and ferromagnetism. So para means when a particular substance, it contains the unpaired electrons, okay. Keep it in your mind, presence of unpaired electrons and attracted by, so this unpaired electrons we can apply the magnetic field, it attracted by the magnetic field, okay. So because of this unpaired electron means only one unpaired electron, so both the spin means what, one rotation is possible, no, that is plus of and minus of. So in unpaired electron is present, there is a possibility for another one rotations, okay. So diamagnetism means absence of unpaired electrons and repelled by magnetic field. So why? Because of repelled means that is two unpaired, the pair of electrons means already the rotations completed, okay. Both half rotations and plus of and minus of the rotations are completed. There is no another possibilities for rotations, but here no, this unpaired electron there is a possibilities, okay. so that is attracted by magnetic field. This case it is repelled by magnetic field. Okay, for example zinc 2 plus, because of zinc the configuration is 3d 10 4s2, so after it gets oxidation state removal of 2 electrons, it attain a stable electronic configuration, it's fully filled, there is no possibility, so easily attracted repelled the magnetic field. Okay, so this case so we know that, but it is not need for the here ferromagnetism, strongly attracted by magnetic field. This is a extreme form of this para conditions. Okay, strongly attracted by magnetic field. Here I have written some examples: cobalt, nickel, gadolinium, and only compound CrO2, chromium oxide. So it is a ferromagnetic properties. Okay, so why, the reason why this transition metals it undergoes magnetic properties. Okay, so the first thing, it is a incompletely filled d orbitals, because of the n minus 1d orbital cells are incompletely filled. Okay, so that is d9 1 to 9. Okay, so the incompletely filled, the vacant d orbitals are present. After that, the main thing, that is the number of unpaired electrons present. Each element especially have a number of unpaired electrons, except for 3d series these two elements, scandium 3 plus, zinc 2 plus. Scandium 3 plus means its oxidation state D1S4 D1 4s2 configurations after removing 3 electrons. So here now D1 4s2 configurations, after removing scandium 3 plus it attains noble gas configurations. Okay, so noble gas there is no possibilities for unpaired electrons. Okay, so and zinc also same, just now I explained. Okay, so they do not contain unpaired electrons. Okay, there is a possibilities. Okay, so here the how can you calculate the magnetic moment for particular element. Okay, so here, okay, the example for for magnetic moment, root of, so it is the magnetic moment, another the name is spin only magnetic moment. Why it is a spin only magnetic moment? Because of unpaired electron present. Okay, so root of n into n plus 2 Bohr magnetron, its a unit is Bohr magnetron. Okay, so suppose so I am going to calculate m and magnus. So what is the configurations? 25 scandium, okay, scandium, titanium and manganese 25, its atomic number is 25, so 3d5 4s2, 3d5 4s2. Okay, so here 5 unpaired for m1 2 plus means m1 2 plus remove of this 2 electrons, 3d5 4s0. Okay, 4s0. How many unpaired electrons present? Here you see 1 2 3 4. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. So n equal to 5. This n represent number of unpaired electrons. Number of unpaired. How many number of unpaired electrons present for this manganese 2 plus 5 unpaired electrons. Okay, so 5 unpaired electrons means, so here 5 into 5 plus 2. Okay, so that is 5 into 7 root of, this is what, root 35. Okay, so usually, so such type of 1 mark question asked, no, you have to write, if one unpaired electron means it's a Bohr magnet, so do not forget to put its a unit Bohr magnetron. Okay, so one unpaired electron is present, its answer is 1 point something. Okay, 2 unpaired electron is present, answer is 2 point something. 3 unpaired, 3 point something. So like that your answers usually it's given. Okay, so easy to, you have to pick up the answer for this case. Okay, next.